Hey y'all, how's it going? It's Friday, and that means it's viewer level time. Hello, Lord Bowser, never gonna give you up. How you doing? Did I say Thursday? I meant Friday. Did I really say Thursday? I was just thinking to myself, I was just thinking like, I'm gonna say the correct day. I said the incorrect day, didn't I? Doesn't matter, today is Friday, and we all know it. May the 5th be with you, everyone. I was thinking to myself before the stream, should I make that joke? I feel like I make it every year on every 5th of May. You know, after May 4th. It's funny to me to say that for every other day in May. Um, Been a while since I haven't really been. I'll say I've been pretty busy this week. Haven't found time to work on my level all that much. So, not really any update on that today. But let me run through a couple of things up top, as I do, before we get into the meat of things, the viewer levels. First off, yesterday, I did a stream on this game, Super Dungeon Maker, you can see right here, which sort of purports to be a super, like a Zelda Maker, basically. And I say this, let me before you go out and buy and go like, oh hey, I like Mario Maker, I'll like a Zelda Maker. Let me say, I do not recommend this product. Let me be very clear. Do not buy this game. When I put up the YouTube, when I put up the YouTube, I'm gonna put up the VOD, the YouTube VOD. In the thumbnail will be the words, do not go buy this game. Do not buy this game. Do not go and buy this. Do not go and buy. The wording will not be exactly that, but it'll be something to that extent. It's very under, what's the word? Doesn't have a very big library of items. In fact, there's 5 items in the game. 5, like, you know, equipment items in like a Zelda style. They don't even have a bow and arrow. All they have for range stuff is a hook shot. And just imagine, if you will, you know, they say on the store page like infinite possibilities, but like, man, you got 5 items. Every dungeon is gonna have the same 5 items. Imagine that. Imagine playing through Zelda dungeons where every dungeon has the same mini boss because there's only 16 enemies, has the same mini boss, and also the same hook shot and to get in there, middle of it. It's like, yeah, I guess you can make really, really long Zelda dungeons like that, but they're all kind of the same. They all kind of run together, and also, as I was playing it, I realized, like, wait, you know what's great about Mario Maker levels? That's really great for, like, the format here? Mario Maker levels are like 2 minutes long. You know how long a Zelda dungeon is? It's like 30 minutes long. Even longer in some cases. It's like an hour long. Imagine for a second if every viewer level here took an hour to do. We'd never get through the first one. It would be completely fucked. And thinking about it that way, I feel like I have now some insight on why there's never been a Super Zelda Maker. They've never, you know, Nintendo's never jumped at the chance to make that. I guess it's for good reason, you know, like, and also the Zelda dungeons are so much built around, like, core items, you know, like getting a big item and that item, like, recontextualizing the whole thing. Hello, Mild Remedy. You know I do. You can submit them 1 level at a time, Mild Remedy, or you can do that 7 life challenge thing, which is a channel point incentive. Anyway, Super Dungeon Maker, can't recommend it. That's like a 2 out of 5 game. In addition to the concept being, I think, a little bit flawed, it also just has a very small library of parts and items. And turns out when you have that small of a library, all levels, all dungeons sort of feel exactly the same. So it's not great. Not great. Also, I'll say an interesting thing about Super Dungeon Maker is that when you open the game for the first time, it says It says, this is just a beta, basically. This is a work in progress game. Please understand, it's not done yet. And I thought that was funny, considering when you go to the store page on the Switch, it doesn't say a fucking word about that. It doesn't say, this is a beta. It doesn't say anything of the sort. Which I think, sort of like defeats the purpose of having a beta. You know, if you don't tell people it's a beta, it doesn't count. You know, you have to clearly say on the store page, hey, this is early access, before someone slaps down money. Because otherwise it's fucked, and you don't get to claim, like, oh, it's not done yet. Well, you're accepting money for it, and you didn't say that, so doesn't count. I would say do not buy it. Maybe if it were to, like, get some polish, like, get rid of the glitches, get rid of, like, the sound issues, make it feel really, really good, and if it were to have, like, a library of items that was, like, 5 to 10 times larger, like, somewhere between 25 and 50 items, and somewhere, like, a lot more enemies, rather than just 16 of them. That's too few. That's too few. Then maybe it could be alright, but it's not there yet. Other than that, let me just say, I did a little bit of HDMI setup rewiring yesterday. I basically made it so that the PC, before it goes into my splitter, is into my switcher, is split up. And one goes directly to the TV, and one goes to the switcher as normal, which means that during a stream, I can, like, turn my TV to be on PC mode without, you know, losing the capture of the Nintendo. See, I've now just switched to my TV. My TV now shows my PC, not my Switch, and y'all are none the wiser. That's going to be very handy if ever I want to switch from Switch games to PC games or something like that, or like a watch party. I'm not going to have to do quite as much fiddling around to get that to work, which should be nice. Should be very cool. I'm really happy with it so far, though I will say after I woke up my PC from sleep, it was kind of confused about what the splitter's name was, which I thought was a little unfortunate, but hey, whatever, so long as it works. Because originally when I plugged it in, it said, like, hey, this is the splitter. And then when I woke it up, it's like, hey, this is your capture card. And it's like, what the fuck? Why does it think it's the capture card? Okay, whatever. You know what? That's fine. I'll take it. Hello, Mike Cesareel. Guardians of the Galaxy just came out. The third one. And I'll say, like, just before we begin, I was saying yesterday how I was thinking about maybe doing a longer stream today. Like, maybe something after the Mario Maker. But then I thought, like, wait, Guardians just came out. I can go see Guardians after the stream. So I'm gonna go see Guardians after the stream. Just gonna be a normal length stream tonight. That'll be fun. I really enjoyed the last two Guardians movies. I've heard some good things about this new one. Hear that people really like it, though it does have some animal cruelty content in there. So, you know, if you're sensitive to that, maybe steer clear, but I don't give a fuck. That's fine. I understand that I think it has to do with Rocket Raccoon's backstory or something. That's like the whole thing, so that makes sense. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be after the stream. I'll go see it in a theater. They have plenty of showtime, so I'm not gonna be like rushing. I'm not gonna go like, oh, we gotta end by like 9 o'clock. You know, it's like, nah, they got loads of them. I'm sure I'll be able to like go out the door, find a showing somewhere in the vicinity, somewhere in the area, no matter what time we end on. But that's gonna be fun. Really like those movies. Probably the most I've gone into a Marvel movie like excited since like a while back. I'll say like the last Wakanda Forever was also pretty great, but I don't know like how excited I was going in, considering that I have sort of been like very mid on a lot of Marvel movies recently, other than like Wakanda Forever. And finally, next Thursday's stream is Thursday is like my variety day. next Thursday, I'm going to be doing the very start of Tears of the Kingdom live on stream, starting around 11 p.m. Central, which is, of course, when the game will be unlocking on your Nintendo Switches. So that'll be fun. We'll start that stream like right before it goes live, and we'll be getting into the meat of that and seeing what's up with it. You know, I'm really looking forward to that. That will not be like a game that I fully play on stream. That's just going to be one that I start on stream and then I continue off stream. Though I will say I do have some plans for a birthday stream the week after that will involve just me playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom because yeah, it's a good chill game. I assume it's a good chill game. It's a game that I will want to be playing like a lot of. I'm pretty sure. So like doing that during the birthday stream, I think will be a lot of fun for me, and maybe y'all will enjoy watching it as well. All right, that's the upfront stuff. Let's get into some of these levels. Mike's is a real hello. Flame 69. Hello, how you doing? Viewer levels. Let me say how this works for those who don't know. If you're here when your level comes up, I have it the full time of day plus, which is just to say 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. And if you're not here, I still play the level, but I do so in very nearly, but not quite sudden death, wherein I only have 2 tries to beat the level, refreshing at checkpoints. That's a bit of fun, you know. That's how I prioritize, you know, how I balance the people who are here versus not. 15 minutes is kind of a lot. It is kind of a lot. Yes, I agree. But look, later in the stream, we'll have the lightning round, and that'll speed things up dramatically. This is the first hour or so when we give that much time to each level. I did originally think when I set up these timers, right? I set up like a 15-minute timer, a 10-minute timer, and a 5-minute timer, and I thought well, depending on how busy it is, we can modulate which timer we use, right? And then later that stream where those timers were first rolled out, I realized wait, what if no timer? And then the lightning round was born. And since then, we haven't needed any of the other timers other than the 15-minute timer, unless I fuck something up and I need to use a 10-minute timer instead for some reason, which does happen. Lord Bowser is up first. Let me pull up the larger overlay UI thing. Lord Bowser, if you could, please confirm. This is the 1C demo. Yes, your 1C for your new Super World. Did I put in the code right? The code looks right to me. Bowser, can you check the code real fast? What I put in matches the one in the bottom, I think, right? Typo looks like. Wait, that's a completely different code. Okay, do 2-1 then. Let me check your profile. I'll check your profile, see if that's I can get it from there. It couldn't be something like it got deleted, right? That would be, that's for moderation. That's rare. What the fuck? What did I put in? Oh, I combined the one in the chat and the one that's in front of me. Sorry, that's what I get for looking back and forth so much. Let me try the one in chat. It happens. It happens. I say to no one in particular. Okay, here's your profile, right? Yeah, I don't see the demo. Would it be on this profile, Lord Bowser? Huh. Money. 2-1? Okay. Let's do 2-1 then. That sounds good. And this will be, like, a pretty short level. You deleted 1C? Why'd you do that, Lord Bowser? Oh, God!
Oh, no.
I was setting a timer and got hit. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I guess it is a prototype, a demo, so you do want to delist it at some point, you know, in order to, like, you know, wait until the final version is out or something. This is interesting. Having to do, like, pokey stuff with the falling platforms. Oop. I like this part as well. Looks like you'll have to, like, you know, go under despite the pokey being there. That's a neat little thing. It's a prototype, right, I figured that. I guess we just missed the window to actually try it out. What would you do if you didn't have Yoshi here? I don't know. Hey, there's a checkpoint. Are getting all different after this checkpoint. There's now pokies from above and there's jumping pokies. That's nice. I always will say that I think that the perfect time to introduce a new idea is smack dab out after a checkpoint. Which, you know, this was smack dab after a checkpoint. I will say I do notice with this new Super World, you're not going with like the old design of like with your previous Super Worlds, Lord Bowser. They have been like new Super Luigi style. That is to say, they've been short, you know, 90 seconds or shorter, you know, something like that. 100-second levels essentially. Whereas this is a full-length level with like multiple segments as well as you know, a full 500-second timer. Nice. I like it. I will also say it's like not like super easy for World 2. I'm surprised. I mean, I think it's a reasonable difficulty level, but you know, it's not like brain dead, you know what I mean? Gonna have to do some business to get through clean. You know, some careful timing. And also these pokies sort of serve as like a low ceiling here, so you can't jump so high. That's neat as well. Dang it. Oh well. Keep fucking it up. Oh!
Oh, no.
Okay. Really, we want to get the fire flower and use it on the pokies. Pro tips: use fire flowers on pokies, and that'll kill them. I'm assuming that those blocks don't have anything good in them. You know, those ones down there, the gray ones. Sometimes, you know, you can obviously, in Mario, you can always have a gray block. I say a gray block, you can always have a brick have an item in it just as easily as you can have a other sort of, you know, a question mark block have them. But people don't usually do that. People usually put them in, like, blocks that people will find. Mainly because, people aren't really, like...
Mario time.
I don't think people look in every brick for power-ups these days. They're more trained to just look in question mark blocks. Which, you know, if you end up doing a level that doesn't do it like that, it ends up being a little bit awkward, I think. Thank you for the level, Bowser. Let's get that timer down. Very nice. Let me hit complete. Oh, actually, I'm just gonna hit next because that level doesn't exist. The one that was in the thing. Never gonna give you up. Are you here? The bot seems to think you're not. I'm gonna at you. You are up. Oh, by the way, we didn't do like a maker update or anything. I still haven't really... I haven't really done much with the level since last week. I really want to, like, take some time and, like, do, like, a full making stream or something at some point, but I just don't know, like, when I'll have the time to do so. It's gonna be a slightly weird couple of weeks coming up. Next week, I'm gonna have the Breath of the Kingdom, the Tears of the Kingdom, the Tears of the Kingdom stream on Thursday. That'll be a little bit of a weird time for a stream. Then the week after that, we'll have like a Wednesday stream, you know, with the birthday stream, which I've discussed before. And then after that, the week after that, there's gonna be no Monday stream. That'll be like the 21st or something. I might do that stream, the Pikmin stream that I would do on Monday on Sunday. That'll be like just over 2 weeks from now. We'll have a Sunday Pikmin stream, I think. But, you know, with all those things moving around, I'm not sure, like, when we can fit in just a simple old making stream. Let me see. Have I done anything in this level since last time? I don't think I have. Last time was, the 30th, which was, like, maybe the Sunday. We'll just make real fast and...
Let's go.
Never gonna give you up. I'm giving you a minute here to show up. But yeah, I pretty much have just been still messing around with this, messing around with some ideas as far as, like, the Shelmet goes, as far as, like, what you can do with Link. I guess maybe we could do this as, like, a pre-show, like a little bit of making as a pre-show for the Tears of the Kingdom stream. Or maybe, like, in the same, maybe, like, the Wednesday before that. Maybe, like, next Wednesday we can do a making stream, or, like, sometime else in the week. Because it is, like, tangentially related. It is a Zelda level, and the Zelda game is coming out. I don't know. I'll say I've been doing more streams these last couple of months that have been more like just one game streams, you know? So it'd be a little bit different to have a stream then would be like, oh, half Mario making, half let's check out Tears of the Kingdom. Honestly, that probably makes the most sense as far as the schedule goes. Just slip in like an hour of making before Tears of the Kingdom, or an hour or two of making. That would make sense. Okay. Let's keep them separate streams for now. I don't know. Feel like that's simpler just to start the stream and get into the game immediately. I don't see Never Gonna Give You Up right now, so let's just go ahead and get that level pulled up, and we'll do it in sudden death, as we do. Like I said, if you're not here, you get sudden death. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna pull a card. Did you see the Kotaku pundit grousing about Nintendo not sending them games? And that's putting it lightly. Yeah, there was a Kotaku staffer, journalist, whatever, who put up a tweet about Nintendo Jail, which is to say when a publisher, when Nintendo doesn't send someone games because they don't like them for some reason. And the image that they put in the tweet was of like a Nazi bomber, which you know, is not a good look. Not really well received. People were not very chill about that, you know, Nintendo Nazi comparison, for just because they won't send him his fucking ass free games, you know, before release. How about Koopa Lake? That looks nice. Kind of a whole thing. I saw that and I said, like, yeah, this, honestly, to see someone acting like this much of a baby about this shit, it's just like, yeah, man, I feel like seeing this like outburst, seeing this like this spicy hot take makes me think like, oh well, this is a person that I wouldn't want to send a game, honestly. Like, oh, I guess, you know, some people can deserve to be in Nintendo jail, which is sort of the opposite point that he was trying to make. You know, he was trying to say that Nintendo is Nazis for not sending him a game. But instead, you know, it made me look at that and go like, well, more companies should not send him games, I don't think. That would be good if he did not get that many games, considering he seems like a real dickhead. It's also weird insofar as, like, when I saw that, I thought, like, wait, who the fuck is this for? I thought the people who, like, traditionally hate Kotaku are, like, the edgelords, right? And this guy who's apparently working for Kotaku, is out there making some real edgelords type humor. And it's like, okay, here's these clouds. I've seen these clouds before. But now they have, like, clouds filled in. It's like a filled-in version of that cloud outline thing. It's nice. The person who typically, like, goes for that sort of humor is, like, an edgelord. And edgelords traditionally hate Kotaku just because of, like, social justice stuff. So who the fuck was that tweet for? I don't know. He deleted it. Probably a good idea. Hello, doggo. Thank you for the level. Never gonna give you up. Was able to get through it and hit complete on that. Well, actually, that was a maker code. I don't need to do that. I just need to hit next. Next up is a mild remedy. Mild remedy, please confirm. Y'all know the drill. And I'll get the sudden death down while I put in this code. Let me at mild remedy, make sure mild remedy is added. You are up. Really, the viewer bot should at someone and tell them that it's up. I wonder if there's an option to make it do that in, like, the web page for it or whatever. Maybe there is. Let me do another card while I enter this code and see if mild remedy is here. I've been watching Insomniacs After School after the Monday streams. Insomniacs After School is a show about some kids in high school who, you know, they are insomniacs. They can't sleep, so they hang out at night and keep each other company. And it's kind of cute and sweet. And it's, like, gone in some very, like, very mellow and nice directions over the last few episodes. And I'd just like to say, I found it to be very fun to be watching that, like, you know, late at night. Like, way after, like, the streams I do on Mondays, which tend to go late. You know, like, it is kind of fitting to be watching that show at, like, 3 a.m. You know, a show about night owls who just hang out at night and have a good time. You know, and then are bleary-eyed and bushy-tailed at school the next day. It's all very chill and cute and good. Would recommend that show. Insomniacs After School. It's on High Dive. Mild Remedy put in the maker code, looks like. Right? This is Mild Remedies, right? I didn't, like, type the wrong one by mistake. No, I didn't. Okay. Mild Remedy, I don't see you. I see this. Mild Remedy, actually... I said I wasn't sure what to do, but then I remembered Mild Remedy did say Super World, right? So let's do the Super World. Mild Remedy, again, do speak up. If you speak up, I will change you over to a timer instead. But in the meantime, let's start with very nearly sudden death, and we'll go from there. Again, how it works is if you're here, we go with a if you are here, we go with a timer. If you're not here, it's sudden death instead. This seems like a very normal level. Okay, shit. I feel like our chances are good here. I feel like our chances of getting through are reasonably high. I don't know if the thing is required, so I'm gonna get it. Bit risky, but whatever. Going left, going right. by the way, checkpoints will refresh our lives, but not in retrospect, you know, that's only if I have a missing life at the time of passing. It's not like we go up to having 3 or something. Alright, so we have 1. Crap! Ooh, ah! Okay, that's not so scary. These guys... Ah! 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 Okay. It's a little scary. Ah!
Oh no!
I got hit by a hammer. Thank you for level. Mild remedy. The super world. Maybe I should have given mild remedy like a second to chime in before hitting go, but next time do speak up and I'll do it you know, full length, you know, rather than sudden death. Y'all know how it works. Let's see whose level is up next. Those were Hammer Bros, yeah. Mike's with a reel is up next. Perfect, and I see Mike's as a reel is here, so we're good to go. I'm gonna do another card while I enter in the code. I dropped Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts. That is a anime that simulcast anime that was sort of late to start, so I was late to try it out and see if I liked it or not. But after like starting into the second episode, I realized like, oh, in the first episode, it's sort of about a princess who is like a or not princess really in the first episode, but she's a sacrifice, but she is very like, you know, she has a backbone and she's fearless. And after the first episode, she's no longer captive anymore, and she's just like an sort of a you know, lighthearted, innocent girl, and that's kind of it. Found that that was a little less interesting, you know, when it becomes like kind of a romance, except the leads have no like chemistry whatsoever. To me, that's not it, and I dropped it as a result. All right, here we go. Music level, and you know, Link music level too. That's appropriate, given that well, a Zelda game is about to come out in 2 weeks. In a week. Jeez, it's less than a week now, huh? Until Zelda comes out. Oh, this is. It's not like an auto level. It's some. You have to hit the things? Yes, you do. Or at least you do sometimes.
Oh no!
Oh, let me set the timer, excuse me. So yeah, that was the last of the seasonal animes I tried. And, you know, the last that gets officially dropped as a result. Not quite good enough to watch, I think. Oops.
Oh no!
I have more cards. Let me do another card. Another anime-related card. You know, especially because this level has like a 1, 3, 2, 1 countdown. Finished rewatching Slow Loop. That is a nice and sweet slice of life about 2 girls who like to fish and cook and eat the fish that they catch. It's a very sweet and mellow show. You know, basically you have this like loner girl. Oh shit, I need to do like a triple jump. Oh, that's only for like the exit though. A loner girl, she's the sort where she doesn't have any, oh god. She doesn't have any like friends and shit, and she sort of puts off like a hard to approach aura, and a random girl comes up to her and just pierces that aura immediately, and they become fast friends, and then later in that first episode, they become like literal family, like her, you know, their parents are getting married, and they find out that they are soon-to-be stepsisters, which is kind of cute and good. It's a very lighthearted anime, and I really enjoyed my rewatch of it. Still a 5-star show, and still one of my favorites. Would recommend it to anyone who likes some nice mellow slice of life stuff. It's definitely, I think, my favorite like fishing anime slice of life. There's another fishing slice of life which is also good, but not as good, I think. not as good, not as sweet and tender, and, you know, it has some heart. Slow loop. Also, it has a Bochi the Rock cameo in there, like, briefly, in, like, episode 11 or 10 or something, which is fun in retrospect, because at the time, Bochi the Rock was not out, so, you know, you didn't catch that it was a cameo, but now that you do know Bochi the Rock is huge, you can see the Bochi the Rock cameo and go like, holy shit, that's Bochi. And be, like, a little bit excited for it. Thank you for the level. Mike's is a real. Let's go ahead and pull up the next one. I'm gonna hit complete first. And by the way, feel free to submit more things after your level gets played. That is all good. That is all cool. You know, so long as the queue is open, I'm up for more things. You know, and trust me, we'll get to the lightning round, you know, soon enough, and then the pace will go up a bit. You know, we will get through all levels today, essentially, is what I'm saying, what I'm driving at. Okay, Flame 69. Why did I say 90? Does not appear to be in chat according to the bot. I'm gonna at Flame 69. You are up. Meanwhile, as I'm entering the code, I'll do another card. Oh, how I do. I've been watching Uncle from Another World. That is an isekai that was from a couple seasons ago, and it had some issues. The second half of the season got delayed a while, and then when it restarted, Netflix didn't put it up until, like, it was all done. And since it's now all done and all up on Netflix, I've been going through it. And I'll say I'm one episode away from finishing. I think it's like a 4-star show. 4 out of 5, you know. It's alright. It's very, very, very aggressively weird. And absolutely always refuses to be normal. But at the same time, it has like some weird charm to it. Like, basically, the premise is that the uncle, he comes back from another world. This level, doggo, you recognize this one? That's usually not a good sign. Also, it does look like a little bit of a thing. Anyway, basically, the uncle, he's been to another world. He's obsessed with Sega. And also, he's completely out of touch with, like, you know, modern world. It's pretty good, but very, very aggressively weird. And also, very weird in that a lot of it is just framed as, like, you know, them in the real world watching, like, replays of what the uncle did in the fantasy world. Like, what is that? That's weird. Let's go into there. I'm about to finish it. I'll probably finish it over the weekend. You know, just watch the last episode and shit. You put back 1C for like 10 minutes? That's great, Bowser. I guess I'll be able to play it. Sudden death for Flame 69. Last sudden death today. So, how does this work? Okay, let's do like a... I don't like the way that you have to do this. What the hell? I got an idea. I'm gonna switch to the SNES controller. I bet the SNES controller will feel better for this than the default one. Camera, please. I'm over here. Back. Change grip order. Oh, my SNES controller is not charged. Let me plug it in. There we go. It's dead. I bet this will feel better. I mean, I guess. This is a level that feels like it's gonna hurt my fucking thumb. Like, my thumb is gonna fucking be sore and shit. So I guess the way you do it is, like, you have to ground pound and then... I don't think Doggo made this one, Vampirio. This is from Flame69X. But, Doggo recognizes the level. Probably seen it on another stream or something. I bet what you want to do is, like, jump, like, 2 levels up, right? Rather than doing, like... You saw it earlier today? Suspicious. Maybe it is your level. Haha, no, I know. It's not. God. Can we even get, like, one of these done? This is... You know... You don't see this in, like, or maybe Ultraville Walter made that. Hey, if you made this... God. Hey, how about another card? So you do play people who aren't here. Yes, but in sudden death. Which, usually means it goes faster. But, you know... This one is like a getting over it style level. Maybe we should have... You know what? Let me do the thing where I... Okay. Impromptu thing. I'm gonna put up a 5-minute timer for this one. It's only getting... Because, look at it. Man, I'm not making any progress, and I'm also not getting that close to the killing field that kills me. You know, the spikes. I'm not gonna die here. Let me do another card while we're doing this. I've been watching Uma Musume Pretty Derby Season 2. Yeah, so that's a... I started rewatching Season 1. I rewatched Season 1 like a few months ago. I sort of... Oh, I did a second jump! Would you look at that? Rewatched Season 1 of Uma Musume last month, not last month, like a couple months ago, and sort of put it on the back burner for a bit, and got back into it after finishing Slow Loop. After finishing Slow Loop, and goddamn, that season is just fantastic. You know, much better than the first season actually of Uma Musume, which is, by the way, a show about horse girls who race and who they are named after like actual Japanese racehorses. So like there's like Tokai Teo is the main character of season 2. There's characters such as the main character of the first season is called Special Week. There's like all sorts of wacky names like El Condor Pasa, or most of them are just like English words, you know, they're like, you know, like Queen Hippo. Oh, that's Punch Out. There's like a hippo characters like Queen Hippo something or other. You know, I don't have like the best memory for names. It helps that these are wacky, goofy horse names, but you know, still. Anyway, the second season makes it much more of a sports drama, which I think makes it pretty fucking cool and pretty fucking fun. There's a big part about like injury and like wanting to get back into the game after a big injury or whatever. Ah, my fucking hand, it hurts like hell. Oh my god. And it's great. And I'm just remembering now, like, as I watch this, like, oh my god, there's some amazing parts here in season 2 of Uma Musume that are just like right up there with like Rocky as far as like amazing stuff. I specifically am thinking of like a moment late in the season with Twin Turbo, who is a fantastic character introduced in season 2, and her thing is fantastic. Like, oh my god, the thing that she does. Her big moment is just like so fucking good. I can't wait to see that again. So yeah, Uma Musume, been watching that again. Pretty fucking good. I still got time. Let me do another card. Y'all ever got injured to where you had to use crutches? Sora was thinking about that as I watched one of the episodes of Uma Musume, because there was a scene where, you know, a character was all injured with the leg cast and such, and brace, and like a cast and braces and all that. And I'll say, like, I did actually end up getting injured once in like middle school or something. I know I didn't have a cell phone at the time. Also, I'm not sure if that was... Okay, here's what I remember. I remember that I got injured once after, like, crashing my bike or something. Like, while crossing a creek near the library. You know, and I remember just, like, hobbling in off the street into the library to try to get, like, you know, get some medical attention because I didn't know what the fuck. You know, I think it was not that bad, really, but I had got, like, a cut above my eye, so, you know, I was bleeding into my eyes, and I was just like, oh, shit, you know, this doesn't look good. You know, just like a bloody face, just hobbling into the library. And I think I ended up with, I don't know, like, I don't know if it was this injury, actually, if I'm thinking about it, but I definitely at some point got, like, either a cast or maybe it wasn't a cast. It wasn't, like, I don't think a major leg injury, but I at the very least had crutches for, like, a week or two back in, like, middle school or something. That's an interesting experience. I guess a lot of people maybe don't have that particular experience, huh? Like, you know, I can think of, like, maybe one or two other people in, like, my whole high school experience that ended up with, like, you know, a cast or something, like, maybe, like, a cheerleader or something who got, like, injured, like, doing the sport or something like that. It's kind of rare, I suppose. That timer is up, and also we're about to run out of time. Thank you for level up. I'm gonna count that as both of them. I couldn't do it. I guess we're lucky that was... I guess we're lucky that's sudden death, but, you know... Gah. My hand feels like death now. Oh my god. Vampiro asks, what's my thoughts on Agretsuko? I haven't seen the latest season of it. I think that show is pretty good. It's fun. The characters are good. You doubt you could do such a level? I doubt it as well. The characters are good, and it's a good time. It does get a little weird sometimes as far as, like, you know, Agretsuko, her dating life. Some of her romantic partners are a little bit... I don't know. Like, okay, I've heard takes on like, Agretsuko basically saying, like, yeah, it sort of has that, like, family pilled thing, you know, like... I don't know if family pilled is really a good term for it, but basically, like, there's a thing in some Japanese anime where there's, like, a through line of, like, hey, people should get married and have children and propagate the, you know, and, like, procreate. And as a result, you'll see in some anime, like, a through line of, like, yeah, get married and have children. It's good. Do it. And Agretsuko, as sort of a little bit of that, I think, was the thing. It's been so long since I've seen the show, I can't really speak to that myself. It's fine. I haven't seen the last couple of seasons. I think the reason isn't because I don't like the show. The reason is because Netflix, they put it out all at once, and when a show does that, I'm much less likely to actually find the time to go through it. Let's go ahead and see the next level. Next level is from Highway Lighthouse. Highway Lighthouse. Oh, I need to switch back to the regular-ass controller now. I'll have to just turn on this controller to get back to the thing. You gotta go, Vampirio. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. Highway is here. I'm gonna do another card as I put in this thing. I've continued to work on backlog, and also clips backlogged. So yeah, I've been doing some clipping this week. Not that many clips. I just did 2 streams, but they were 2 huge streams. So, you know, I went through like the last Persona stream that I did and clipped like so many clips from that stream. That was like a 9-hour stream and like the end of the game. Turns out there's a lot of good moments at the end of the game that are like worthy of clipping. I also clipped the the less long stream where I did some revisions on Ne'er-Do Nebula, which, you know, that stream also had a lot of very clippable moments, like amazingly clippable moments. For the backlog, I've been like keeping up on it this week. Every day, like other than today. Every weekday, other than today, I've written like 5 reviews for the backlog. You know, which is like a site for reviewing games and like for like keeping track of the games you played. And I've just been like going through my history, like year by year, and going through it. And I'll say I've now finished 2017. I'm now up to 2018, which means that you know, we're nearing ever closer to the present. Ever closer to the present. And I'll also say, like, it's fun, you know, you know, it's funny. Let me show you 2 reviews I wrote, like, the other day. It's funny to say that, like, oh, Assassin's Creed, Origin. Origin? What's it called? Assassin's Creed... Let me move my audio mixer out of the way so I can read it. Origins is, just as good as Microsoft Solitaire. Those 2 games are equally good. And I think that that's true, and also it's funny to see them like back to back next to each other, just in with, you know, just going like, oh yeah, those are 2 equally good games. Those are the reviews I wrote, by the way. I guess like if you're watching later, you can pause them and read them. I'm not gonna read them to you or nothing. Or you can go to the backlog, which, you know, exclamation point games backlogged. I forget what the command is on the Nightbot. It's been a while since I looked, since I set that up. But you can find the backlogged that I have, and, you know, there's just reviews for like 600 something games. You know, hey, if I do 5 a day, it won't be that long until I'm up to present. Maybe like a couple of weeks or something, like a couple of months. But, you know, that's it's been hard to keep up the pace with that. Right now, I'm at a point where I just finished, like, I'll say, like, I had previous lists of these games, right? I had, like, a big collection list over on GiantBomb.com, and I decided, like a year ago or something. I see, you need a mushroom to get up there, or get through there. I decided, like, a year ago to switch over to Backlog, and when I did so, I realized, like, oh, some of these old reviews, they're not very good, so I started rewriting them. And I say old reviews, I basically had like letterbox style reviews of every game, but the really, really old ones were not very good, so I started rewriting them, and now here I am like a year later, not up to present. Eventually we'll get up to present, and then, you know, I won't have to do anything other than just review games that I finished in the present, which, you know, I don't finish that many games relative, so it should be relatively easy. What are we doing here? Gotta do like a running. Hope you enjoy this level. Check the world record time. 24 minutes? Jesus Christ. Well, you know how we do. We got the... If the timer runs out, we have sudden death. Or not sudden death, we have 5 last tries. You know, if the 15 minutes run out, I mean. That means there's a checkpoint, though, so that's nice. What the hell? Two checkpoints, cool. What was I saying? I was talking about something? I feel like I was talking... Wait, can you do, like, just a... jump off this? No. I don't know why you need to... why you have this thing that takes you back up, you hit the clouds. Seems kind of redundant to me. Well, at least this one doesn't hurt the hand quite so much, I'll say. My thumb has been hurting a little bit recently, I'll say also, which might be a factor in it really hurting for that hand hurty level. To be clear, it's not just like there's multiple reasons why it was hurting, but also, you know, it's not hurting like right now, so was very much the design of the level responsible. Fuck yes, we got through. Alright, we're gonna slide down here. Go up here. Spring to go up. What? Oh, I see. We go back through here now, and the on-off is in the other position. Interesting. Okay, what can we do now? Oh, we got a key. We can go through the door. Perfect. What's through here? There's a key door, another on-off. And, we can go up through here. Switch a thing. We need to kill that guy, don't we? Maybe not. Well, whatever. We got a new power-up. I think that's going to be a good thing. I can sort of see that on one way you can go. That this has, like, sort of a progression to it, you know? That like ducking jump was the hardest part so far. Since then, I think we're in good shape. Everything else seems very doable. How about another card while we're just playing this level and you know, just going place where it is like where you can logically go next. Guard. Discord usernames. Did you hear about them? Apparently they're taking out the whole number thing out of Discord's usernames so that everyone will have to get some sort of unique unique ID. So if you have the same ID as someone else, you'll have to, you know, whoever gets it first, I guess, will have it. I'll say, like, I've always been able to get my name. Why? Doggo asks. I don't know why. They didn't say. I think it's like some sort of thing where they want to like make people more discoverable, so that when people put in like their friend's name, you don't have to know like the modifiers that actually get you to your friend, you know? But apparently they're gonna roll this out like sort of haphazardly, like you'll just get a random chance of being able to do that. You want to be Doggo? I understand, but yeah, you're gonna have to think of something better. I'll say, like, I am, like, the tiniest bit worried. I do know, like, I think if you go to, like, Twitch and type... I know if you go to Twitch and type in the Master DS, like, 1,000 others with just, like, numbers after it appear, which is weird to me. Like, oh, wow, are there really that many others with just chose to use the same name? Though maybe those are bots and not real people, and I'd have nothing to fear as far as, like, people trying to go get my name. But yeah, Doggos, you're probably gonna have to, you know, yeah, I think your name is gonna be, that's one that'd be near impossible to get, unfortunately. But yeah, it's kind of a whole bummer, whole thing. I do wonder with this change if they're, like, looking to position themselves to be, like, the next Twitter, you know? With Twitter going down, you can definitely see them being like, oh, hey, what if we introduced the timeline feature and replicated Twitter's functionality? And there you go. Now we have we're a competitor to Twitter now that they're, you know, dying horribly. And I'll say, like, I do think there is a case to be made for, like, a Discord Twitter, like, update feature, right? And I could see that, like, let's say that there was updates for every user on Discord, right? I think then you could do something like, you could do something like, you know, maybe you have, like, a feed of all your friends or something, or all the people you're following or whatever. But also you could have it so that just like every Discord server you're in just has like a big wall, has a place that just accumulates all the people who go to the server, all their like updates, you know, collectively. I think that'd be a kind of interesting thing, you know, just to see, you know, I just imagine like if you could see if there was a place on every Discord that was just like the tweets of all the people in the Discord. Like that would be mildly useful, right? And like mildly interesting to see like what's everyone on this Twitter up to, like in a general sense, rather than like channel by channel, and rather than like specifically in this Discord, right? I think there's a good case to be made for that. I also think that Discord could use some sort of like mass post feature. You know, sometimes, at least how I do it, you know, I'm just tweeting about, I'm just posting to Discord about anime or something, and it's like, well, I'm gonna make this post about this anime or this movie I just saw, right? But what if I could make it in like 4 places at once? Because, you know, I'm in like 4 Discords that I could easily share this opinion on. What if it all got posted to like different places? What if I could like cross-post to like 4 different Discords or something? That's probably another idea that they should look into, just making it very easy to, after you see a movie, just post the same like diatribe to like several Discords at once, you know, and choose like which specific channel in each case. That would be pretty useful, you know. Sometimes after I see a movie, it's just like, okay, I'm pulling up the phone, I'm pulling up one entertainment channel. Okay, post the opinions there. Okay, on this Discord, it's the DC, it's the Marvel/DC channel I need to post this in. Let's go ahead and post that, like, oh yeah, I like the movie. It's good. Okay, what about this channel? This one has a movies channel. Okay, we'll do it there. And, you know, just go, like, place to place. Oh, this one has a specific spoilers channel for, the thing. I guess in that case, you know, if there were any spoiler thoughts, you could just post them openly. So maybe you could just have, like... It's kind of weird to be copying and pasting, like, individual messages from one to another, you know? It'd be cool if they had some sort of powerful tool for handling it. To be fair, you only use Discord for private servers, so you can just nickname yourself. Yeah, nicknames will still be a thing. Nicknames will still be around. I think maybe also display name. I think there might just be like a global display name in the future or something, if there isn't one now. Is there one now? I think there might be one now as well. Right, because if you change your like display name to be like a Halloween name, it doesn't change your internal handle now, does it? I use a bunch of Discords. I use a couple that I use regularly, and some I'm just in and will post occasionally or in like one channel or so. And also I have my own, which I post in on occasion, and especially for like stream updates and stuff, and like for plans, stream plans, and for some Mario Maker discussion as well in there. We got through this part earlier. It's not impossible, it's just a little bit challenging, I suppose. The challenge is because you have to, like, only jump after you're, like, moving. And you have to... As Frog, when you move, you go forward like a whole space. There we go, we managed it. And if we're too far forward, we won't be able to, like, do it. Perfect. Okay, we have 300 seconds left. I think we're good. This will be the leaf. Fantastic. I'm curious if how that all works out, the whole, like, you know, what exactly ideas Discord has for the future. I don't know that they're gonna be great, honestly. But I do think that Discord is like the one like app that I go for now, you know? The one that I still like update and like pay attention to now that Twitter's all dead and stuff. I say it's dead. It's not really dead. It's just that I don't use it anymore. I'm not on using Twitter all that often. Discord is like my go-to hangout app. And other than that, like maybe I'll look at Reddit or something. Which I'll tell you, I've been looking at Reddit like a lot more since I stopped using since I stopped using Twitter when they stopped supporting like third-party apps. Feel like we must be real close to the end. No, we're just really close to a checkpoint. Hey, how about another card? Did you hear about the looming writer's strike? Sounds like the writers are about to go on strike for lots of very good reasons. One of which is that they're not paid very well. And the streaming has sort of given, given studios the excuse to pay them less, essentially. Which sucks as more and more things go to streaming. You know. Anyway, they're gonna strike. Good for them. I hope they get a lot more money. You know, just as a rule of thumb. That would be, I think, appropriate. And also, you know, I've seen some people like... There's been a lot of talk about, like, what the previous writer strikes did. As far as, like, oh yeah, you know, like, a lot of seasons ended early. There was a lot of, like, weird, you know, episodes and stuff around the time of, like... Around the time of all this happening where, like, oh, you know... We suddenly have to end, so, recap episode? You know, like that sort of thing, which is funny in retrospect, I guess. And I'll say, like, you know, I saw just many people going like, okay, wait, well, last time there was a writer's strike, it turned out pretty good in a lot of cases as well. Like, just as often, actually. Like, say, for Breaking Bad, for instance, they originally wanted to kill off Jesse, and in season, you know what? I won't spoil Breaking Bad, but I won't spoil the end and say if anything happens later on, you know, just to be like safe and all. There's the timer. Timer went off. I'll say that, if it resets or something, well, we'll do the 5 tries from there, and also it'll be a, it'll be like a, thing. It'll be like a, thank you for the follow, Pino. Hello, how you doing? It'll be starting from, after the next life, we'll do the 5 lives. Oh, God. We have 100 seconds left, folks. And this looks like a difficult-ass frog jump section. Oh, hell. Lining myself up a little bit. Okay, good. It resets from here. "50 seconds. Let's do it. God damn. That's a little bit of a hard little thing to do. I don't know from where you're supposed to be, like, get in there on 1, but... Yeeks. 5 seconds. Yes! Just be through this door, please. This pipe. No! Well, we're at the ending screen, but, 5 seconds. No! Damn it, there was a pipe. Okay, last tries. And, you know how last tries work. If we end up timing out, that's all our tries, so keep that in mind. We weren't starting from the checkpoint last time, so, you know, we didn't have, like, the full... We had that working against us, you know, we didn't have the full timer from here. 1 point of feedback, Highway. It'd be great if there was a way to, like, die after each checkpoint so that you could, reset the timer. That would be, ideal in a level like this. Playing, I'll say, by the way, about really long levels. Funny thing. I did like the Super Dungeon Maker the other day, and in that one, it's like a Zelda Maker, which, by the way, ends up being not very good, so I don't recommend it, to be clear. But I realized playing that, like, oh, you know, it's kind of sucks if, like, every level is, like, an hour long, actually. Like, that's no good at all. You know, you want there to be, like, more short levels when you're playing, like, a video game like this, you know, with a lot of levels as options. So it made me wonder, like, would I actually want a Super Mario Maker 2 or Super Mario Maker 3 to disable the timer, right? Because that could allow for some really, like, really super painfully long levels in, like, a bad way. And here's, I think, my my take on it, my thought. I think it would be a good idea to allow disabling the timers, but I think that they should make it so that the level's creator doesn't get that option. The level's creator, I think, should have to go through it and beat it within, like, 500 seconds or so, and then maybe for players of it, you could disable the thing so that they don't have to deal with it. I think that would maybe be the best approach, you know, for a Mario Maker 3. Still have a timer, but make it disableable for players. Just so that, like, it's not too long, but if ever it's a pain in the ass to, like, for players to, like, get around the timer. Yeah, Highway is on board with that. Yeah, I'm glad you feel that way, Highway. I mean, I was specifically thinking about your levels, which I think would benefit a lot from having no timer, but if there were just a million... If you could just make a level as long as you liked, that would be, I think, detrimental to the experience just as much. What's with the thing? How come the... What am I doing here? Oh, right here. Perfect. We'll do it, we'll do it. Pipes are there because initially wanted it to be in a room in the sky section, but you had used all the themes, all the screens. Gotcha, so it's more of a... So you put doors and kept the pipes. So the pipes were originally supposed to be like the way through, and it sort of got switched around late in development, is what you're saying. I like the variety of power-ups here. That's neat. That's nice. All right, let's do this. How about another card? Been playing Jedi Survivor. Hey, doggo, what's up? Been playing Jedi Survivor. I'll say like last weekend I did buy 2 games. I bought Jedi Survivor and Like a Dragon Ishin. Haven't found time yet to play Like a Dragon anymore, but did play a little bit of Star Wars on like Tuesday or something. I think that game seems good, but I am like super confused about where to go in that game. Right now I'm just super lost. I'm in the middle of like the second planet, and I did something involving a laser beam and a bird. I'm not gonna like spoil anything, but I redirected a laser beam and a bird fucked off, and I don't know what the fuck to go next, and the navigation assist thing isn't helping me out, so it's like pointing to just a random part of the map, and I am just super goddamn lost as far as that game goes, which I think is a real bummer. You know, I feel like it really should be better at telling you where you need to go, you know, in Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor. I don't remember getting this lost in Jedi Fallen Order. I'll probably continue playing that over the weekend. Maybe I'll look up where you need to go, because I could not for the life of me find the way forward, and I looked everywhere. I even found myself soft-locked at like a random spot where I was stuck in a big field of shit, and a weird field of like stuff surrounding me, and it was supposed to have like a way out, like just with like lasers or something, but I already took the ball and I put it somewhere else, and that ended up with me in a part where I couldn't leave it, and if I tried, I got respawned in a part where I can't get back to somewhere else. Thank you for the follow, Rain Clouds. How you doing? Anyway, thank you for the level, Highway. That was quite a long one. Mostly because of timer stuff, to be fair. I can't believe you finished that in 500 seconds. Damn. How did you do that? That's incredible. I gotta reset my Twitch on my phone just to... Looks like it didn't go through the command. Complete. We're about an hour in. I'll tell you, we'll start the lightning round after the next level. After the next level, which is by Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser, please confirm. What is the lightning round? Asked Doggo. The lightning round is, when, let me look at the queue real fast, Doggo. Let me see. The lightning round is how I end my Mario Maker streams. Basically, during the lightning round, I only have 5 tries to beat each level that comes at me. 5 tries for each level, 7 for subs, and also for the first level of the night, and that all refreshes at checkpoints. It is a pretty fun time of the stream, and levels, things start moving a fair bit faster as a result during the lightning round, which is great. This is a demo of Bowser's, did I almost say Blowser's? Bowser's 1C. Let's go. And we're going to put up the 15 minutes for this one last level, which probably is going to be a normal length level. Very good. I don't have that many more cards, so we'll just enter the thing in and we'll just play the level without talking about something else. Definitely running out of time towards the end, but I think because you had to keep testing things, you were kind of able to rush everything, and it took some luck though. Yeah, that's amazing that you were that like you got the little tune such that you were able to like get it. I'm not making sense. Whatever. It's amazing you were able to get through that in one go. I mean, not in one go, but without checkpoints. I mean. Also, it's an auto-scroller. It has treadmills. You understand, yes. I'm glad. There's bouncy balls going on. I thought if something was above the screen, you could. Oh, right, because it's custom scroll. It's not like it's just based on like nothing being placed in the top half of the screen. It's because of the custom scroll that we're limited to the bottom half of the screen here. That's nice. Oh, and there's one-ways that are blocking you from going, like, over screen. You know, the top of the screen is the top of the screen, even if people are spamming stuff from above. This is a very... That's well made, Lord Bowser. This is 1C? Yeah, I think this is an appropriate level of difficulty for the first level's, first world's castle. Well, look at that. This half we can just rush and take it at our pleasure. Is that going to be how it is in the final, Bowser? Or is this just a matter of, like, how this is set up now? This level is about the conveyors and Lemmy bits falling down that either hurt or help you. Shit. Well, I could have gotten that if I had done that right. But both. Clarify, when you say both, what were you answering, like, that it's gonna be both, you're gonna have one part that's auto-scroll and one part that's not? Gotcha. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I think it works well. It's kind of a surprise to go into this part and just be like, oh, it's not an auto-scroller now, even though it's the same sort of deal. You can now see the one-ways is the only thing that's weird about that, which is not a big deal or anything. It's just a little bit conspicuous. I guess it's conspicuous would be the word. You know, after the first half hides them so well, you know, the second half has no choice but to show its hand and show you what's above the screen. That can't be helped, really. You know, you could probably make it so that, like, what if the lava was higher and, you know, you don't have to have it so that it's anchored to the bottom of the screen so much. I don't know, does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, you could raise, in the first half, right, the auto-scroll half, if you raised the lava and raised where the auto-scroll was, it would look different. I guess maybe not better, is the thing. I don't know. I guess the background would be, like, further down. Would be, like, the main difference. Oh, I died again. That was a hell of a way to die. I feel like a damn fool. Okay. He made the Lemmy fight on conveyors that, like in New Super Mario Bros. 2. Gotcha. I don't remember that game well enough to speak to it, but I believe you. It'd be cool if you could, like, you know, like, program, like, more specific chain treadmill behavior or whatever. There you go, that's the demo. What exactly are you unhappy with about it, Lord Bowser? Like, why a demo? Why not just release it? What exactly are you looking at to, like, improve? I wonder. I'm gonna take a drink of my water. Just delete it by accident. Oh, you're saying it's not a demo, it's ready to go? Or are you gonna, like, upload it all at the end of the creation process, do it in, like, one big batch? Just to fix some stuff? Okay, I guess sometimes, you know, with these levels, it's like, yeah, some stuff, I might move a Koopa one to the left. Can't really explain it in just, like, one Discord message. I'm sorry, one Discord message. One Twitch message. Jeez. Hey, do you know what it's time for, everyone? You'll upload it all after 8C. Okay, cool. Gotcha. You know what it's time for, everyone? It's time for this. It's time for the lightning round. Folks, during the lightning round, I will only have 5 tries to beat each level that comes at me. 5 tries refreshing at checkpoints, 7 for subs, and also for the first level of the night. The Thunder Eclipse, says Doggo. Yeah, it's time for the lightning round. That's what that is. You like the thunder animation? It's pretty sick if I do say so myself. Let me hit complete on the last level, though it doesn't matter because it's gonna get deleted soon enough anyhow. And let's see the next one. Mike's with a reel. And by the way, also, yes, the first one who is here and we do the little level in the lightning round gets bonus heads. I can show those, show what they look like. They're right here. And they come in a variety of forms. Mike's is here. From, like, several Mario guys to some that aren't even from Mario. Like, you can see Homer and Marge in there. Sonic, Shadow, Eggman, bunch of Donkey Kong ones. Let's pull up the thing that says that I can't see what it is and randomize them for bits. Let's go. Okay. Marios. You got extra Marios. Mike's is with a reel. Let's go. I like this system a bunch. This whole lightning round system. Been in place for over a year now. Pretty sure. Like, well over a year even. Hard to imagine that, like, you know, there were a few months where I just didn't have it. But, you know, I only had, like, a few months of streaming before I came up with it, I guess. So, yeah, I guess it's not like there was a whole time without it. It's just that there was barely any time without it. Really. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go. Lightning round. Hotel room service is the name of the level. 1-1 is coming. What? Oh! Full jump there. Okay. I like it. It's a pretty good, one of these, you know, like a, whatchamacallit, a auto run. I like how you have it so that it's auto scroll and it feels pretty hectic. I made a auto scroll level that I sort of took a lot of inspiration from, like, minecart levels. Checkpoints refresh our guys. And that's sort of what this reminds me a little bit of. Shit. It sort of reminds me of, minecart stuff and, like, how tightly it's, like, set up and, like, tuned. What? Oh, fuck. I need to, like, run left and right there. Okay, we got it. Did that say TC? I think that said TC. I don't know why. Beautiful. Another checkpoint? That does no checkpoint. That's the end. Perfect. We made it through. Very nice. Didn't need nearly all of those things. Go ahead and get us all good for the next time. I will say, by the way, of the birthday stuff coming up, I am thinking about getting a Stream Deck. Stream Deck? Yeah, Stream Deck for, like, the side table that I have here, so that I can, you know, have, like, one of those to do the hotkeys with, rather than various keyboard combinations. I think that'll be pretty nice. Why isn't this working? I can show you the keyboard like this. Not like that, like this. See, I have a keyboard right here that I use to do all the hotkey stuff. If you're curious, like how the Marios are controlled, it's with this keyboard. Maybe in the future it'll be not with a keyboard, with something more fancy and where I don't have to hold down a million key combinations every stream. Thank you for the level, Mike's with a reel. Let's go ahead and get the next one up. I'm gonna hit complete on that. That was a very good speedrun type level, you know, like a good one of those. Liked both of those sections a lot, and you had some nice music during that. I don't know if we thought about, like, what was that music from? What did it say? I don't think I saw what it said it was from. I should really be more observant about that sort of stuff. Alter Verwalter is up next. I'm gonna out Walter Verwalter. The chatbot thinks that you're not here. Alter Verwalter YT. You are up. That should be good, right? Yeah, looks good. Okay, I'm gonna enter in this code. If Alter is not here, we'll be doing sudden death as we do. Meanwhile, I'm gonna do another thing. Yeah, so I've been playing Marvel Snap. Just got Nebula. Nebula is the new season pass card, and I'll say I've been really impressed so far. Like how much, you know, each time they put in a new season pass card, how much that energizes or creates wholesale like a brand new archetype of deck in its wake. Right, like this card, this Nebula hit, which is a card where if the opponent, every turn that the opponent doesn't play a card in Nebula's lane, Nebula gains 2 power, and as a result, Spider-Man, there's been a lot of like decks built around like the Guardians of the Galaxy because Nebula's effect has synergy with those guys' ability, which basically says like, if the opponent played a card in this lane this turn, it gains some power. So if you have Nebula in a lane, that encourages them to play in that lane, so then you can predict that they're going to play in that lane and get more power off that, and really just, you know, hedge your chances. And that's pretty good. Also, people are playing a lot of Professor X, a lot of other things that, like, lock down lanes. And, like, you know, this like, Guardians deck, it didn't exist, like, before like this week, before a week ago, and now it does. And it was the same way with like bounce decks and like destroy decks and discards with the last several seasons, where, you know, each of them have been energized and just like, you know, made into the meta all of a sudden, which I think has been fun. It's also been fun now that they've been doing like different, they've been doing like weekly balance updates and just like buffing underplayed cards, which is also nice because it's like, oh shit, you know, I have a deck that already uses those cards. Why don't I play that deck? And that feels very nice. It feels like it gets me out of my like comfort zone a little bit. Not out of my comfort zone really, but it helps me to encourage me to play like different decks and not just play the same thing over and over again. I'll say in particular, here's that Guardians of the Galaxy deck I've been playing. It has all the Guardians of the Galaxy plus Professor X plus Spider-Man and Storm to shut down lanes. Also Odin, because Odin can reactivate all the Guardians' abilities. And I think so long as like a lane is shut down, I only need to win one other lane, so Odin can help with that in theory. I could see replacing Odin with something else, honestly, but I do like him in theory for this deck. I also just played a little bit of my bounce deck that has Luke Cage in it, who just got buffed, and also my collect and discard deck, which has the Collector in it, who just got buffed. So, you know, playing a little bit more other than just, you know, just the same thing every time, which is refreshing. Really enjoying Marvel Snap. It's been great. Let's play this game. Let's play this level. I don't see Alter Verwalter. Alter, do shout out if you're here, and I'll convert you over to the regular lightning round rather than sudden death. But until such time, let's go ahead and go. I want to aim with the Zelda. So it looks like we're choosing like different mini games. Maybe we'll be pretty straightforward not to die here. Different mini games, and we get to choose like A or B in each case. Find or think? Let's find. I don't think we want to think. Okay, yeah, this is just find the difference. That's the one on the right. It has a different background. We can race or we can star. Let's star. That sounds interesting. It sounds like we're gonna get a star and have to run through a spike thing. That is what it is. Nice. That's kind of fun. Okay, we can either fight or audio. What's audio? Let's see what audio is. That sounds more interesting. This is audio? Or was it a void? Maybe it was a void, not audio. Perhaps it was a void, not audio. That's a very nice level, Alter for Walter. Good work. Thanks a lot for putting it in. I like the choice of minigames. And, you know, we could play that again even and get, like, a completely different experience if we so picked. So, yeah, aim, spot the difference, puzzle, star/race, fight/avoid. Yeah, that's avoid, not, what did I say it was? Audio? I guess I can see that. A V kind of looks like a U. And, O if void. If you combine the O and the I, that kind of looks like a D. Actually, the I had to be. If I thought the O had a stem, that kind of looks like a D. I guess I can see how I got audio. Avoid out of avoid. Thank you for the level. Let's go ahead and hit complete and see the next one. Next level is by Doggo. Doggo, you're up. Ayo, says Doggo. Doggo is here. Doggo, there's your 5 lives. Oh, look at all those Marios. A lot of Marios tonight. There's a lot of Marios every night, I suppose. Let's go. What do you want me to do, Doggo? What's your predilection? What do you want? You want me to do the super world? I could do the super world. Super world or pick a level. The world? Perfect. Let's go. And when we do a super world like this, it'll just be like 1 level of it per submission. Though of course you can always resubmit, and I'll do the next level when you come up again. Assuming we win. Assuming we beat it. If we didn't beat it, we would do the same level again. You know, and try. This looks nice. This looks good. I don't think this is a. This isn't like a trolley kill you level. This is just nice and easy. Look at that. That's actually very nice and easy. Wow. Thank you for the level, Doggo. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and give you a like and hit complete. Actually, it's a maker code, so we can just hit next. Now that that's And next up is Caraspino, who just said who's just been talking. So is good to go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Again, feel free to resubmit your thing, and you'll get another turn when you come back up again. Even if you're not here, we can do it, you know, with the sudden death. Specifically in sudden death. Which is, you know, a lot more precarious, a lot harder to get through, but it's doable. It happens. You know, some levels I can manage. Fun challenge, you know. Well, Garrus spin, half full or half empty. Let's go. Look like it's half water, half earth. Cool. Let's go ahead and do this one. Okay, we're gonna have to swim. Very good. So this is a hybrid water level. Is this a hybrid water level insofar as, damn it. I assume that it's like halfway across the middle, like this, the whole way. Not like a half... Not like the other kind of water level where the overworld is one and the underworld, the subworld is another. Damn it. How do we jump over this guy properly? We need a running start to get like enough speed, but also we need to be like far enough to the side in order to like get over all the way. Yes, there we go. Okay. That was, fourth tries the charm? Fourth tries the charm. Oh my god. The wall stops you, so once you get over the thing, just trust in the wall to, like, put you where you need to go. But my instincts tell me, like, no, pull back! Pull back! Oh geez, that felt a little bit close. We're on our last try, folks, but, you know, like I said, a checkpoint will refresh it. Should we get to one? Yeah, okay, there we go. Ah! Dang it. Thank you for the level. We'll, hopefully get another shot at that eventually. Like I'll say this, for anyone who doesn't know, I'll say this of the lightning round. Just because I cannot beat a level during the lightning round this time, or this attempt, doesn't mean you can't resubmit it. You know, today, another day, whenever you want, really. These levels are not burned, or not, like, gone forever for me being unable to do them. This is just a fun round that adds some stakes to every life. And also, it keeps things moving towards the end of the stream. So, you know, do not think for a second that, like, oh, you know, you're wasting a level during the lightning round. Absolutely not. It's just a fun challenge. I do think we can do it. If we had another shot of it, maybe another 5 lives would be enough. Maybe if there was a checkpoint. I'm not sure. Lord Bowser, you're still here, yeah? Let me at Lord Bowser. Hello. You are up. Lord Bowser, you're up. Yay, says Lord Bowser. Perfect. Plans for birthday stream. Wanted to touch on these because that is in a week and a half. So, a week and a half, there's going to be a birthday stream. It's going to be on Wednesday. And let me lay out the plans that I have. It's not that one. It's this one. Here we go. So that'll be on May 17th from 6 p.m. Central on. And I have 2 plans. One, something of a Mario Maker Quickfire Challenge, which the idea is to have an hour or 2 of Mario making unrelated to my Super World. Sort of a break from that. And to have some sort of wacky rules around it. Like, I had as an example, like, I wrote down a couple of ideas for, like, what sort of things that could be. And, what sort of, like, challenges we would use for that. And basically, a quickfire challenge, by the way, is a thing from, like, Top Chef, where they do, like, a cooking challenge in, like, a short time with, like, a goofy condition. Maybe I should come up with a different name for it, but that's basically what we're looking at for, like, the first segment of the birthday stream. Some examples that I have written down here would be like a level that is half a remake of like a Donkey Kong Country level and half an original level. So the challenge would be to try to take a level that is half like recognizably Donkey Kong Country and then spin it into something else while feeling natural. I think that would be an interesting challenge for one. Another idea I have written down is a 40-second open world level. So sort of a open world level that's you can beat in 40 seconds, maybe with like 2 segments, each of which is 20 seconds long individually, maybe with a red coin at the end of each one. Maybe that'd be interesting as a design challenge. 20 seconds using contents from a single Super Mario World level, so that the idea there would be like, oh, I have to find a Super Mario World level that I want to like take the elements from, and then I have to build like an unrelated level from those same elements. Would be like the 2 parts of that challenge. And those are 3 ideas I have. I'm not sure like how I'm gonna do it. I have thought like, well, maybe we could have it like so it's random. Like maybe those are the ideas, and like there's a spin wheel or something. If anyone has, like, I'm sort of curious. Like maybe we could involve the viewers. Maybe y'all could be involved. Maybe y'all could come up with a quick fire challenge for me, and then when I get into it on the 17th, I wouldn't know what it was. You know, I wouldn't like be able to pregame it. I wouldn't be able to think like, okay, here's the idea. That said, I do like the idea of like half remake, half original. What the fuck would that level even be like? That sounds like a hell of a challenge to me. And an interesting challenge at that. The other thing during that stream will be the Tears of the Kingdom. Will be Tears of the Kingdom for the second half of that stream. For most of that stream, I'm just gonna be playing some Tears of the Kingdom, which will be like a week out at that point. You know, I'm sure I'll be playing a bunch of that. I'll try to keep it like spoiler free if there is like spoiler areas in that game. I don't know, but we'll do some nice Tears of the Kingdom stuff. Then we'll have also several sub goals. At 5 subs, we'll unlock a watch party for that stream of Jackass Forever. At 10, DK64 Randomizer, a one-off stream will follow at some point with all Beaver Bother turned on, where I'll have to do like DK64 Randomizer, but every golden banana will require me to do Beaver Bother, an infamously annoying minigame. So that'll be a whole thing. That'll be unlocked at 10 subs. And at 20, I'll do a whole series called Metal Gear Screwjob, where I play Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, where in every stream I spin a wheel and whatever it lands on, that's the game we're playing. You know, basically it'll be those games, but way out of order. You know, probably the worst order you can play those games in, or random order. And that'll be fun if met. That playthrough, by the way, the Metal Gear Screwjob, it will follow Pikmin 1, 2, and 3, but before that, we'll also do a playthrough of A Hat in Time. I want to do a playthrough of A Hat in Time to divide this high-concept stream series, you know, this high-concept playthrough of 3 games, and the next high-concept stream series where I play through 5 games, you know? So, those are the plans for the birthday stream. Hopefully that'll be a bit of fun, and hope to see people tuning in for that in a week and a half. Let's go ahead and play this here level. You know, I wouldn't be opposed if anyone wants to volunteer to come up with, like, Highway. You know, Highway, I've come up with a few ideas for you. You know, if you want to, like, volunteer to be the one who comes up with, like, a quickfire challenge idea for me, I would accept that. You know, if anyone else wants to get in here and come up with something good that maybe I don't know about. Otherwise, I'm tempted to just... I think it'd be the coolest idea would just be to do the half remake, half original. That idea just sounds like so interesting, right? Maybe it could be like a Highway you could choose like... Maybe like some viewer could choose like which specific levels I can do. Though then again, I guess there's the question of like... I would basically want you to like constrain to a world or like 2 worlds from... Okay, how about this? How about this? Here's an idea. The Quickfire Challenge is a remake of a... half remake of a DKC level, half original, right? But at the same time, I'm limited to 2 worlds that I can draw from. 2 worlds in any Donkey Kong Country game. The first 3, let's say, specifically.
Mario time.
I'm limited to 2 worlds, and a viewer gets to choose the worlds. So I can't just prepare ahead of time, say like, oh yeah, we're gonna do You know, this one that's pretty easy to do. You know, I can't prepare in advance like, oh, hothead bop, easy, let's do it. No, I have to depend on like what exactly y'all are gonna come up with. I like that idea. Do y'all like that idea? How does that sound to you? Is that interesting? Would that be fun? Thank you for the level, Bowser. Very nice. Let's go ahead and hit complete. And then hit next. See the next one from Highway Lighthouse. Highway, go ahead and confirm. Highway, there you are. You don't know if it permits it prior, but here it is again. It's possible. There are a lot of them that I haven't submitted, or I haven't beaten yet of yours. Possible this is one of those. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is the castle level. Looks like I haven't played it before. 6% clear rate, so it is a little bit difficult, this level. I like the idea a lot of a quickfire challenge, you know? It sounds like a good change of pace for me, you know? I've been working on the Super World. Shit. I've been working on the Super World for, like, the better part of 2 years now. So, like, every level has been, like, pretty much, I don't want to say decided ahead of time, but each level has been, like, been in the works, been in the planning stage for, like, you know, the better part of a year, you know? Very few levels have been, like, you know, have just, like, come up in the middle of the process. Precious few. So it'll be a nice change of pace to just take a level and just try to build it live. The piranha can be knocked from the bottom? Huh. Like if you hit it with careful timing? But not intentionally so, okay. So you didn't mean that to happen, but it does. What's with that? I guess it's an exit. We lost a couple lives so far, but the rest of this seems not so hard. There we go, that's how we do. Oops. Okay, we can't get those coins now. Till and on-offs, you know. There's a key door. The on-offs are on-offing. There's a bunch of potobos doing a bunch of nonsense. Need to be careful about. I'm gonna go up again. Again with the fucking cannonballs! Those things have gotten me twice now. Ah! Okay. Those potobos are frightening. No indicators or anything. You just have to, you know, use your memory to know where they are. Okay. I like how your stages, you know, Highway, they always route you very meticulously, you know? It's always like, okay, you're returning back to the previous area with an on-off tilted, with an on-off flipped such that, you know, now you can go to a new area once you return, which, always makes sense, you know? When you return, it's like, oh, obviously, it was always going to return back to the same pipe. Even if you don't necessarily think about that, ahead of time. Feel like we fucked up there, but... Get a little closer. You think that's a... Power up? No. Good. That was a whole cluster. You think I'll die on the piranha plant 2 more times here? Oh shit, you can kill the piranha plant like that, huh? That makes it so much easier. I know it's unintentional, but you know, we're just gonna have to live with it. I'm happy. I'm fine killing it. Hey, how about a card? How about another card? I got a couple more, I think. Do the kids know about iPods with wheels? You know, like the click wheel, the scroll wheel, whatever. I think it might be that the kids don't know about that anymore. I saw in a Discord I was in, someone shared a picture of the old, you know, the old iPod style. And we were talking about that, and that was just a bit of fun, you know? Feel like kids don't know that anymore. You know what I mean? Now that every iPod is like a touch iPod and shit. Back then, it was really cool to have just like a, you know, pocket-sized, just to have an iPod that just, you know, just to have like a little iPod that like had all the music you wanted on it, as well as like, you know, as well as all sorts of things, you know, like movies and stuff. You can put fucking movies on it. And at the time, that was like incredible. This little thing that fits in your pocket, and you put like full-length movies and TV shows on it. It's amazing. Kids kids don't know about it, I think. I reckon. We were talking about it, like someone said that they watched, I forget what fucking movie they watched. They watched some movie, some TV show on it. But I think I got them one better, which is to say that one back in the day. Back in the day, I watched, what I did was, like, during, like, gym class or something, we were, like, set to, like, run around, outside or something, or, like, a little gymnasium or whatever, that had, like, felt grass in it, you know, like, fake grass. And in there was a golf cart, and I would, like, hang out in and around the golf cart so as to not to be seen, that I wasn't, like, doing laps or something, you know, wasn't doing any of that. And I would watch old episodes of the original Doctor Who series that I hadn't seen on my iPod Nano. Just imagine being so, you know, we couldn't get YouTube or anything. Or I don't even know if YouTube didn't exist at the time, did it? Don't think YouTube existed at that time, actually. We didn't have, like, infinite access to all sorts of good videos. The best I could do was just like, yeah, here's oh god. That was hellish. The best I could do was like, hey, here's old episodes of Doctor Who. You know, let's just watch like a whole bunch of them. And it was nice because they come in like 4-parters, so you could just put on one and you'd be good for like the whole you know, the whole fucking gym class or whatever. And that was just like nice and simple, and you didn't have to think about it. Nowadays, I guess you would do a smartphone for that, and you would actually get like, you'd actually be watching YouTube. If you pass the bounty things, it's checkpoint time. Jeez, Jesus, there's a... Damn it. There's a checkpoint in this? Holy shit. I was kind of thinking that we would be, like, towards the end, even. Fuck! That's no good. Okay. Shit. The cannonball happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Thank you for the level. Let's go ahead and keep things moving. You know how it is during the lightning round. Anyway, that was like high school. Was it high school or middle school? I forget. But like, yeah, that was how technology was at the time. I will say by the end of high school, right, some people managed to get iPhones. It was like the first generation, second generation was just coming out, and you would go to people and they'd be like, oh yeah, look at this, I got like an iPhone 3G or something, and it's like, oh shit, look at that, you got applications. Yeah, I got applications. Holy shit. And it was, you know, that's like all-in-one combined device thing was just like a novelty in my day. I remember it took me a while until I got a smartphone. I was basically out of college when I got a smartphone for the first time. But I remember like there was one point in college where I like emptied my pockets for some reason for some professor or some shit, and he was like, he or she, I forget what professor it was like, huh, 2 smartphones? And I was like, no, that's an iPod, and that's a Zune. I had a Zune HD. I had a Zune HD in college. That's a Zune, and that's a dumb phone. So no, I don't have 2 smartphones. In fact, I had the opposite of that for the longest time. Your phone broke early February 2010. Qualified for an upgrade, ended up getting the original Droid. Took about 3 hours before you realized someone made a SNES emulator for it. Yeah, that's sick. You can't really quite do that anymore, at least on... Well, you can't do that on iPhone anymore unless you sideload something, I guess. They don't support it anymore. I don't know if you can still do that on Android. It's still pretty open, right? Maybe? Question mark? I don't know. I think I got an iPhone in like 2010, it was like past 2010. It was like 2013 or something. Would you rather fight a buff nerd or a jock that listens to jazz? A buff nerd might have like a weapon, might have like a fake. I'm picturing a buff nerd. They might be like into cosplay or something. They might have like a big Buster Sword cosplay item that would be a problem in a fight. I am picturing them equipped with like some sort of cosplay weapon. So I'd probably say the jock. I'm not sure like the how much the qualifier listens to jazz. I don't know that really affects anything. A lot of people listen to jazz. It's pretty sick. Pretty cool. Let me go ahead and hit next. Enough talking about all that. All about the jock is unpredictable. Oh, so is the jock supposed to be tougher because of the jazz? I thought the jazz was supposed to take the jock to the nerd's level. I guess the nerd is buff, which means that he's like, in shape and stuff. Mike's with a reel said GG at the end of the last level, so is good to go. Let's go ahead and get this entered in. I'll do another card. I think we're almost out of them. Shout out to Killer Kid Clever. Killer Kid recently started streaming. Also, as a matter of coincidence, was the one who posted the trailer for that Super Dungeon Maker. Which, by the way, again, do not buy it. It's like a 2 out of 5. He's the one who posted that trailer. Which I did think it was fun to look at that, even if it turned out not to be good. And I wanted to, give a shout out to him and wanted to make clear that even though the game ended up being bad, or, not great. I'll say not great. It's like 2 out of 5. It's a good idea, but not... It seems good in principle. Maybe it's not actually a good idea for execution. And also, the content is not there, and also it's glitchy. But I still appreciate, like, him, like, posting that video to, like, another Discord we're both in. I'm just gonna go ahead and give a shout out. Shout out to Killer Kid Clever. There we go. Shout out to Killer Kid Clever. Good dude. Also do this kind of shout outs. Killer Kid Clever. They should really make it so that when you shout someone out, you can like hook it up to a command like this that makes a thing appear, and also, you know, does the join us and following thing. That would be ideal if they could combine those two. It's a little inconvenient to do both of them. If they fight each other, who wins? I would say probably the buff nerd. Being a nerd might mean that you might have like some sort of like you might be into like shonen anime or like into like stuff like wrestling or something. What if the buff nerd is a wrestling nerd, for instance? Then like he knows how to do like all sorts of like you know, all sorts of like power drivers or whatever the fuck. Mike's with a reel, let's go. This stage from Legend of the Giant Stiletto. I think we're gonna get a giant boot in this level. That's my thought. Oh, we need to go through there. For a second I thought it was a boot was gonna come out of there. I wonder when we're gonna get our boots. Maybe the boot will be like delayed. Delayed boot. You know? Oh, look at that. I killed a bunch of guys for us. That's sick. It's always cool. A thing that is always cool is when things die that don't usually... You can't usually kill. You know? Like, you can't usually kill those... Those like, you know... You know... You can't usually kill bullet bill launchers. This is not a stiletto. We're gonna get a stiletto later. I'm 85% sure. What is this? Oh, this is shooty shoot. I'm gonna shoot the shit with this thing. You recently found out if you make a Imperial March theme into jazz, it turns into cat wait music. You make the Imperial March theme into jazz, it turns into call waiting music. Huh. Go figure. We gotta jump off the snowballs now. This is cool. This is a very good level. I appreciate how, like, you know, you got a variety of gameplay elements. All relatively, like, doable, you know? Easy to figure out. Oh shit, it's a boss. This is a fun way to do a boss. You just have to jump repeatedly into his butthole. That's into his bottom, let's say. Is that better? Is it better to say into his bottom versus into his butthole? That's cool. It's always cool when levels do something like this. You know, like a squeals on wheels, if you will. I wonder... You know, a lot of people do this. I wonder if half of them know Squeals on Wheels is the original level that came up with it back in DKC3. I assume that Squeals on Wheels came up with it. Are there any platformer historians around? Is there any other level in platforming history earlier than Squeals on Wheels that does that thing, where it routes you up in up through the level, and at the end you ground pound through the whole thing, or otherwise fall through it? Like, you know, with the option to stop and maybe stay in the levels if you stay in that part of the level if you so choose, but you know, that'd be weird if you did so. Does anyone knows if Squeals on Wheels is actually the first one to do that? I wonder. I also wonder if it's actually been done in like other platformers, really, other than like in Mario Maker levels. Like, off the top of my head, I can't really think of any other platformer levels that have done, you know, that exact thing. Thank you for the level, Mike's with a reel. Let's go ahead and see the next one. Lord Bowser, you are up again. I'm gonna do, I think this is the last card. But while I'm entering in this code, Lord Bowser is here. Did y'all know about the Divine Beasts before playing Breath of the Wild? A question I was thinking about because You know, I was seeing people talk about like leaks and spoilers and stuff for Tears of the Kingdom. I said like I think it's better if we don't know anything. You know, I had no idea about the fact that there were fucking mechs in mechs and those were the dungeons in like in Breath of the Wild before, you know, they revealed it in game, and it was just like the sickest thing ever. And then I saw someone saying like actually the divine mechs were in the divine beasts were in trailers. They were in trailers before we're not okay, we're doing just this one then. Super World Action. Cool. Apparently they were in trailers before they were in game, but I'll tell you, I do not remember seeing them in those trailers. Maybe it was just one of those trailers that just had a bunch of stuff in them, and it was just very blink and you miss it. You know, as far as like what the divine beasts were, but when I found out, I was just very, very pleased, and I wanted to know like, did other people, you know like way ahead of time? I bet there's gonna be stuff like that in Tears of the Kingdom, where you rewatch the trailers, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, there's the ghost hand. The ghost hand, you know, that's been here there the whole time. Everyone knew it was like corrupting Link's soul or something. I haven't looked at any of the leaks, by the way, so I have heard people speculating that the evil hand, is like taking his soul or something. If that ends up being true, that's you know, that's something people were guessing. You know, that's not too out of there. But I do wonder, like, are there gonna be things where, you know, little details from some trailer of Tears of the Kingdom is gonna end up being relevant? I don't know. Thank you for the level, Lord Bowser. Thank you for the super world again. GG. We're about 2.5 hours in. And the queue is just about empty after this one. But of course, maybe we can do like go back and forth a few more times between Mike Cizzareel and Lord Bowser, maybe? I could see doing a couple more. I honestly would kind of like to finish the world of Bowser's. That would be fun to do. If anything else. I'll say like maybe it's time to start thinking about like, you know, when we're gonna start winding down. And I'll say again after I end the stream, I'm probably gonna go see Trust the Arrows. Mike Cizzareel, you added the stage right like a couple minutes ago, so you're probably still here, yeah? You know what? I'm gonna at Mike Cizzareel just to be on the safe side. Go ahead. You're up. I think Mike's is still good, but let's just be on the safe side. I'll start you off in sudden death, and if you're here, we'll convert you over to the proper 5 lives, you know, before too long. Also, I'm gonna trust the arrow, so I'm not gonna die. So if we trust the arrows, we live. If we don't trust the arrows, we die. Like if we go in the wrong hole. Hey, Mike's perfect. There you go. There's your tries. Oh, okay. I didn't trust the arrows there. Remember, trust the arrows. Do nothing other than trusting the arrows. You're using a scroll lock to, like a custom scroll to set this all up, huh? Nice. It's a good setup, you know, a good way to do a puzzle level like this. Hey. We're gonna get through. Everything's cool. Where did the guy go? I guess there was a POW block down there or something. Hey, there's a save that refreshes our doodads. Wait. Oh, shit! This is a mirror situation, so we have to follow the instructions on the other side. Okay, we got lucky there, because I did not realize that. Really, really lucky. Last area. Is this gonna be like a boss fight? What? Huh? Okay. Nice troll. Nice little troll ending there. I thought that was cute. I trusted the arrows. I trusted them. That's a nice little level. I'm gonna go ahead and hit complete. And next. Mike's going ahead and putting in another one. Perfect. Lord Bowser, you were here like a minute ago. I'm gonna assume you're still up and around. Go ahead and confirm if you like. I think you're good. These levels are going fast enough where, you know, it's not enough time for you to run away and not be up, you know. Let's just go ahead and do it. Also, we're not gonna die 5 times. We're not gonna die 2 times, honestly. I bet. Let's go with the ghost house. I'll tell you right now what I think for, like, how long this stream. I think it'd be cool to do, like, I think it'd be cool to finish off this world of Bowser's. So maybe we go back and forth enough times to, like, get this world done. You know, do the whole world. And, you know, close the queue around the time that the last level for this would be submitted, essentially. It's gonna be like a puzzle. Do I have to think? You think I have to think here, or we can just swim forward and hope for the best? Yeah, so right now there's just one level, and that's Mike's level. And by the way, I'll say, you know, obviously, if anyone else wants to get in here and you know, join in, you're welcome to, you know. There's no point at which, you know, this all becomes just like just the people who are submitting now show. If someone else wants to get in, absolutely feel free. I'm just saying, like, assuming that everything goes swimmingly, whenever we get through, like, this super world, this super world's world would be, like, the end of this here stream. Thank you for the level, Lord Bowser. Go ahead and hit complete. It's a world code, so there's really no need to do that. Next up is Mike's, who is just checking the list and doing stuff, so is good. V. K. O. 5? Oh, I should read off the thing in the HUD. That's bigger than the thing in the chat. On my preview monitor, I mean. Easier to read. Mario practices surfing. Let's go. I wonder what I'm gonna call this VOD. I'll have to come up with a cool name for it. Oh yeah, it's one of these levels, the surfing level. These things are cool. You know, when you set up the whole surf thing. I always think that these things are just real fucking novel. You know, you can also set them up to be, like, way fucking different if you walk instead of run during the initial setup. Yeah, that's always just very, very visually appealing, you know? Let me show you what I mean. That one was quick. Let me just show you what I mean. As far as walking instead of running. I don't see Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser doesn't seem to have... If you walk... You'll end up with just like a much... Okay! Wait! Wait for me! Hang on. Again, we already beat the level. We don't need to worry about the restrictions now. If you walk instead of run, you end up with these nice, like, consistent structures. You know, these nice arches, instead of, like, ones where there's, like, peaks and troughs and stuff. Which is also nice. And if ever you're dealing with a level where you have to, like, jump over obstacles while going from, like, trough to trough, that's an easy cheat code for you. Just walk slowly during the setup, and you'll have, like, a consistent ground to land on, rather than just, like, you know, trough, like, distance apart. Makes it much easier to do, like, that sort of thing, if ever someone does, like, a hard version of that. Alright. I'm gonna hit complete again. I don't see Lord Bowser here. Don't see any other levels in the queue right now, so I'm gonna play one of my own levels. I'm gonna play my Ne'er-Do Nebula, which I'll say maybe I need to, like, actually, you know, post it places. Whoops, hit the wrong hotkey there. Maybe I need to post it places, you know, get people to play it, but, we did do some tweaks to it to make the clear rate better, and I will say the clear rate is still pretty low. It's 3%. But it is also a long level. I wonder if we got this right. I'm going to play it for you. It's been a bit since the last time. Oh, hang on. Sorry. I see. Mike's is a real. Your thing got flagged by the auto mod. You're good. That is... It seems to think it's, racism, but that's just a level code. Yeah, unfortunately, some combinations of letters, can come up as, slurs. Like, those letters, which you'll see in a bit, can also be slurs. Nintendo, if you're watching, just maybe you should set it up such that, certain combinations cannot be. So this level here is, you have to start off with sort of a mini boss rush, sort of. Not really a boss rush, but I sort of use the Koopalings as, like, one-off enemies, ones that you can kill in one hit by embedding them into walls. Which I thought was fun, and a good way to do the first half of the level, which is a bit more of a platformer, you know, than the second half of the level where it turns into a full-on boss fight. So here, now that that's done, you go down and here's your Bowser. That's Bowser. Leaning over saying that's Bowser. And the key here is to go under him or over him repeatedly. Under or over, one or the other. Just like rinse repeat until such time as you get to the bottom of the shaft. You know, of his tower, essentially. Been a bit since the last time I played this. Let's see if I can do this in one try. And also, you know, we'll go by lightning round rules, so if it takes more than one try, we'll do it, you know. Here's a checkpoint. These checkpoints, the checkpoint sort of works by, like, respawning a new Bowser. It's sort of a nice, funky little illusion that lets you have a checkpoint. Also, you can tell that's, hey, Lord Bowser, there you are. Let's go under. This time we go under. you can tell that it's set up such that you will get a Yoshi eventually. So if you're worried, if you're like having trouble with it, just keep at it and a Yoshi will be delivered and you can land the finishing blows with that. No. Which, you know, it'll require fewer Yoshi shots depending on how many shells you land. Like in this case, we landed all the possible shots. So we would have had, you know, blast the fewest Yoshi blasts. Yoshi blasts. Yoshi blasts? We would have to use the fewest Yoshi blasts. We would have to use like only a very few Yoshi blasts, which would be nice. It would be nice to do. Yoshi blasts. Maybe the title of this stream is Yoshi Blast. Friday evening viewer levels, Yoshi Blasts. I always sort of worry about, you know, I've started recently, oh my god, that was a nice catch. I've been worried a little bit about like just, you know, naming levels after just like one random thing that happens in one part of them. But also, that's sort of how it has to go. Usually it takes very few, but if you don't get the Fire Flower, it's gonna take more. Because the Fire Flower multiplies your Yoshi Blast by like a, you know, by like a factor of 3. So they're bigger Yoshi Blasts. In fact, maybe I would call the triple Yoshi Blast the true Yoshi Blast. Maybe these ones aren't quite blasts so much as just fireballs. Yoshi Balls. Yoshi Balls? Oh, that's worse. That's worse than Yoshi Blast. Yoshi Balls. Ugh. Alright, let's play a couple more y'all's levels. I'll hold off on closing the queue for now. We're only like 2.5 hours in. I like to go like 3 or so. 2 to 3. So, not in a rush here to shut it down. Mike Cisareal was here when, you know, was here earlier when I started like buying time. So, you're good to go. If ever I start buying time, if you're here when I start buying time, that's good enough for me. Is how I see it, you know? I say buying time, you know, just like showing off my own levels. Getting some time for people to get their own stuff in, you know, that sort of thing. Let's go. Flying Raccoon Mastery Parkour. Cool, cool. Okay, we can... This is a flying level. Beautiful. Let's do that again. Now we just gotta hit these things. Pals, you know. We'll launch off 3 times to do it. Has to be on screen. I am still wondering if that level, that boss level needs any further changes, because the clear rate is a fair bit under 5%. I usually would like to see the 5% be the lowest. And I am a little worried about, like, you know, it isn't a required level in my Super World, so if people can't get by it, they won't see the last world. You know, if they were just doing the Super World, which, kind of a shame, right? Oh, I'm dead. Alright, we need another... You have to go through the pipe to get one? Okay. Thought for a second this was gonna drop from the pipe, you know? I think that the jumping Bowser ability is too strong. Yeah, that's sort of the thing. the Bowser jumps, it's gonna be a little bit of a problem. Not like the biggest problem. Maybe, you know, we could have it so that the Yoshi was delivered somewhere a little safer. But also, you know, if you knock it off in the right direction, the Yoshi, it should be fine, you know? Usually I can do it like... And also, you know, hey... Like, it's not, I don't think, that hard to go, like, 3 times across. And even if someone fucks up, like, and doesn't get, like, the maximum potential each time, they can probably manage to, like, you know, do a thing. I should submit it to some more streamers and stuff and watch them do it and see if they take kindly to it. I have been considering like resubmitting it to the guy who gave up on the original version and seeing if this version helps. Because, you know, I will say though I have been a little bit worried about like, yeah, what if it doesn't help though? What if he still is like, no, this I can't do it. What if you still can't do it? That would feel really bad, if so. But maybe it'd be worth, like, you know, seeing. I should just submit it to, like, Reddit or something and, you know, see what happens. See how people take to it, you know? I used to be, you know, every time I release a level, I would, like, submit it to Reddit's poll 9. I'll say that, you know, since I've been doing streaming and stuff recently, you know, doing like a whole Reddit level share thing, it's just like I don't really have the time for that anymore. And also, I get enough levels of Mario Maker this way. You know, I don't need to go out and seek more of them. You know, it could be hard for beginners, but it is World 7. That's true. It is basically the end of the game. It is basically the end of the game. Having it so that the later levels are harder is just a natural part of making a super world, or at least it should be, you know. That is true. Mike's is a real. Mike's with a real. Jeez. That was a nice one. Good work. Next up is Lord Bowser. LHN 9T6 FVL Yoshi Blast. I do wonder about, like, if the stream were named Yoshi Blast, would you think that there would be multiple levels where we did a Yoshi Blast? Or even, like, I mean, I don't think we really did a Yoshi Blast. I mean, we only were able to do, like, we got hit before we could fireball with the Yoshi. We only did a Yoshi Ball. Maybe I'll pull up another level of mine where you can do a Yoshi Blast, and that'll justify it. Or maybe there's a better name out there that I can come up with. I'll look over the VOD later, I guess. Names on these VODs just to make them... I'm talking about names. Previously, I used to just put these VODs up and just have the date be on the thing. You know, they're all just Friday evening viewer level streams, right? But I find probably a good idea to put, like, a funny name on it as well. So people have, like, some idea of, like, something that happened, vaguely. You know, maybe a little bit more eye-catching than just Friday evening viewer levels. Even if that says everything you need to know about what happened here tonight. Nothing unusual. Cinco de viewer levels? I could call it Cinco de viewer levels. I didn't really lean into the fact that it's Cinco de Mayo, though, is part of it. Shit, I should have called the stream Cinco de Viewer Levels. That'd be a good name for it. Whatever. Yoshi Blast. Complete. Thank you, Bowser. Next up is Mike. Let's just go ahead and switch over. And I'll say again, after, if Bowser were to get in one more, after his next one, that would be the point at which we clear the queue. Or not clear the queue, close the queue. So that would be the stop time for this stream. If that sounds good. XGG. Bowser's Ultimate Clash. Fight against Bowser's 3-phase with gimmicks. Ooh, this sounds interesting. Sort of adjacent to what we just did in my own level. Sort of adjacent to that. Yoshi Blast. I wonder if we will see the fabled Yoshi Blast here. It's quiet. Is this gonna have a bonus? Okay, not a power up or something. What's the perk gimmick? Oh Jesus! Oh no! One shell at a time? Well, at least it's not like difficult, right? We just have to like avoid his fire. This will be a lot of them though. These shells, they don't do that much damage. You saw how many big shells it took? Well, it takes like double that amount of little shells to kill a Bowser. Well, actually, hang on, that's a small Bowser. I was fighting a big Bowser. Big Bowser is tougher, you know, has more health. Still, it's gonna take a bunch of them. I guess, I would guess that Big Bowser has like twice as much, or twice as much health, so yeah. Same amount of shells as it took big shells in the boss fight earlier. Maybe... I wonder if I could... There's an argument to like, because we made Bowser big in that Super World level, maybe because it's a big Bowser, it's a difficult Bowser. What does flying Bowser do differently? Wait. When we walk left and right, is that doing something? No, I think it's just a timer. It like floats and stuff. The thing about flying Bowser I would want to be careful about is that if a flying Bowser, the reason why I didn't use a flying Bowser for the Super World level was that if Bowser were to like the reason I say I didn't try really, is Bowser were to like be like in the air mid-flight, he has a jumping upgrade ability. If he were to be in the air mid-flight while the on-offs were to go off, he might get like killed by the on-off stuff if he were to be levitating for too long and not falling down to the next level like he should. Wait, do we need to like get up there or something? Oh, I know what we need to do. Now this is clever. Very clever way to do a boss fight. I'm missing a couple of times, but we're still good. I suppose if I wanted to make it, like, really easy, I could also just have, like, respawning, respawning power-ups, right? Right now, the power-ups are, like, one-offs, right? One-ers. Whereas it could just be an arena with, like, mushrooms in it on either side so that each time you crossed over, you did a thing. I will say it does have, like, 2 power-ups already. I feel like that should be plenty, honestly. This is a very good boss fight. There we go. Thanks. Very good. Great level. Was really fun fighting the 3 Bowsers. My 3 Bowsers. It was really fun fighting... My 3 Bowsers is not a bad name for the stream either. It's really fun fighting the 3 Bowsers. Each of them had, like, a unique thing to it. Really nice. Nice gimmicks. Yes. Perfect. I'm gonna hit complete. Alright, I don't see any other levels in the queue, other than Mike's is a real. Tell you what, let's go ahead and, we're going to do, I'm gonna say, we're gonna close the queue after this. And after what, you might ask? Well, I'm gonna play one of my own levels, after which, you can, after which the queue will be closed and we will be wrapping up, and doing whatever levels we have in the queue. So, last call for levels. Last call for levels, okay? Very good. This is Mushroom Mile is the name of this one. Coastal Cup 1. And, it has Yoshi in it. It has Yoshi in it. Red Yoshi, specifically. So we're gonna see a little bit of a Yoshi Blast. Trust me, you will see a Yoshi Blast by the end of the stream. Yoshi will blast some guys. I get the 30. Okay. That's a Yoshi Ball. Yoshi Ball. Don't really like Yoshi Ball. It's okay, there's another Yoshi. There's more Yoshis where that came from. Yikes. I want this 50. Is why I was fighting that guy. Little secret 50 up there for you. One thing I believe in level making and like building a level, building a thing, is that no level has just one idea. No. That's why in each of my levels I like to build up as many different... I need Yoshi. I want to get Yoshi. I want to do a Yoshi Blast. Also, I did check the checkpoint that refreshed it. Death unrefreshed it. Any given level has more than one idea, so you can see in this one, building up like, first dealing with those enemies, these guys, also, Yoshi stuff, using these boosters to boost around, and also these moving platforms that are tilty and funny. So there's kind of a lot going on. Fuck, that's not a Yoshi Blast. Because I got hit earlier on, it wasn't a Yoshi Blast. Oh, wait a minute. Here you go. Here's the Yoshi Blast. Look at that. That killed a whole bunch of them in one go. That's the Yoshi Blast. pretty good. So, you know, it's all about, like, introducing a bunch of little ideas in a level, and then playing around with them in different ways. I really need to get my head around the next level. Anyway, that there was last call, the last chance for, people to get a level in. Let's go ahead and close the queue and play this one last level from Mike's with a Reel. I'm closing the queue now. We're around 3 hours in too, so you know, perfect time. That is a good length for a stream, I do think. Good length for a Friday stream. The Monday streams recently, they've been going a little long. Pikmin, it turns out doing 3 days of Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 takes like 5 hours at minimum, it turns out. Or like a lot more if things go poorly in one of the games. Specifically 1 or 2. Nothing will ever go wrong in 5, ever, because 5 is really easy. 5 is just very nice and chill and cool. But, like, those can go really long, and those streams have ended up being a bit long. Whereas, like, I like 3 hours, maybe, for a stream on, like, a Thursday or a Friday. And maybe once Pikmin is over, we'll be aiming for, like, 3-hour streams in the future, even on Mondays as well. That's just a good length for a stream. The stream length has sort of gotten away from me recently for just, like, regular streams, and, like, the Pikmin or the Persona streams before that. They've gotten a bit long, you know. Music, loop, quest. Go on a quest to find Yoshi. Ooh, another Yoshi. Alright, so I think this is probably a green Yoshi, so we won't see any blast action, any Yoshi blasts, but what's the music? Music Loop Quest is the name. It doesn't say, like, what it's from. Pretty good music. What's the music from Mike's? Doesn't ring a bell. For me, anyway. We're gonna find our Yoshi. Alright, we got a vertical level now. Is that wind effect from, like... This is really well done. You don't really know, but you love it? Yeah, this is really well done music. This is, one you found then, yeah? So not one that you don't know. Right, gotcha. Kinda reminds me of, like, something that's, like, approaching Undertale, I guess. Maybe not. Like, it's in the ballpark, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Very nice level. Oh, a boss fight with a song. Wow. And either you jump across the middle or you jump across the, to the middle. That's pretty clever. Pretty clever way to do a boss fight right here. Nice. Not too long either. Oh wait, there's another boss fight here. Let's get this thing with the Yoshi. That was a very nice level, Mike's is a Reel. Thank you for putting it in. Ugh. Does the description say what it is? Enjoy the music is what it said. Well, we enjoyed the music. That much we could do. Oh wait, maybe the thumbnail, maybe like the... It's possible that the, what if the like, more info No, I don't know why I thought it might do that. You can just see the thumbnail there and a heart. You can see a heart there. Man, look at that. There's something you couldn't see. Well, maybe we could see it in the actual level when we were there. Folks, that's going to do it for tonight. For tonight's stream, let me go ahead and just hit complete on that. There we go. Let me pull up the schedule. I'll be back on Monday around 6 p.m. Central for Pikmin 1, 2, and 3. Continuing that. We're nearing the end of like all 3 of those games. Like maybe within a stream or 2, we'll have that you know, done and in the books. That'll be nice. After that will be Tears of the Kingdom. We'll have a later stream to do some Tears of the Kingdom stuff. Maybe I could slip in like a making stream sometime next week also. I really need to start working. I really need to like work more on my next level of Mario Maker, of my Super World, and I can maybe do that as like a whole stream. Maybe we'll do that as like an intro, like as a first segment to the Tears of the Kingdom stream. I don't know. We'll think about it. And also, you know, next Friday will be viewer levels as always. Let me see who to raid, who I can raid right now. Who is going, who is streaming. Keith Squared is doing Mario Galaxy. That's pretty good. I like Mario Galaxy. Let's see now. Shaker Jeans is doing some sort of multiplayer thing. Birdie B is doing this. Idiot Brigade is doing that new Jedi game, Jedi Survivor. Let's go with Keith Squared. Let's go with Keith Squared. That sounds good. I like Mario Galaxy. Whichever Mario Galaxy game he's playing. I'm not sure. It just looks like Mario Galaxy to me. It's impossible to tell the difference between one Mario Galaxy game and another just by looking at a thumbnail-sized preview of the stream. I will catch y'all on Monday. Y'all have a great weekend. I'm gonna go see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 tonight. That'll be fun. I'll tell you about what I think about it on Monday, I expect. Y'all have a good rest of your night. Have a good weekend. All that. I'll see y'all on Monday.